Welcome back, everyone, to another Wrath of the Righteous video. I'm Artie, and today I'm talking about Seelah. Talking about a build. The builds that I do is mainly focused on core difficulty. It's usually what I play on. So I know this works for core and below. For hard or unfair, you probably may have some difficulties or it may work just fine, but I haven't tested those at all, so you might have to do some reloading at saves and such, and getting crit by everything. But what I wanted to do is focus on like a little bit of offshoots for builds. For core, I noticed that you can stay straight whatever they started with. For instance, Seelah's Paladin, that's what she starts out at level 1. You can continue Paladin all the way to 20. Um, as long as you make good decisions about feats and stuff like that, you won't have any problems. It's not like you have to super min max to beat through core. Uh, you'll run into some things that are harder than others, but that's just the way the game is. Um, so I wanted to do a little bit of offshoot. Um, you can see here I level 1. She starts out with, she gets dodge, she gets shield focus, and of course she's a paladin. Level 2, we just put our second class, our second level into paladin, just so we can get our lay on hands and get our divine grace, so we can get out that nice charisma to all of our saving throws. She's gonna stay in the front lines, and then as you can see here, we're gonna move her into a blood ranger and specifically a primalist. I like the primalist here because you can switch out your bloodline powers for 2 barbarian rage feats, which I think is pretty crazy. So let's get started. So level 3, what I want to focus on is just get our mobility to 3. That way we can get that if we need to do some fighting offensively, we can get some extra bonuses from there. And then I'll go into athletics because we're gonna want to go with strength with her. And I noticed that the companions, they're kind of light on the ones that are really good at strength stuff. So I think that's a good use of her. And we're gonna do some persuasion stuff with her. So we'll just bring our athletics up to 3 as well. So the first feat here, we are going to go with some weapon focus. And like I said, I wanted to do a little offshoot stuff, so I went the scythe. Reason for this is a really crazy scythe in here called wide sweep. When you attack, it does an AoE for the weapon damage. So I think it's a 1d or 1d8 or 2d8 or 1, I don't know, something like for the scythe. I can't remember exactly what it is. But basically, anytime you hit, there's multiple enemies in there, it'll do the AoE damage for just the weapon dice itself, which is pretty crazy. And for the bloodline, try to keep it in theme with her. So I figured, Celestial be pretty cool. We're gonna get Bless for a spell. Heroism's good, and Crusader's Edge is really good. I really like that spell. And then we get angelic attacks, which is pretty cool. Our melee attacks are good aligned. Furthermore, if you deal damage with a melee attack to an evil outsider, which damn near everything we're attacking in here is an evil outsider, we deal another 1d6 of damage. And I think it says it stacks. This additional damage stacks with effects, yeah, with the alignments, which is granted through the Holy Weapon special ability. So that's why I went that. I mean, you could go, dragon or anything like that, but I just thought this was nice. Kind of goes with her theme a little bit. And the Blood Ranger part kind of goes with her too, because you know she likes to drink, and you know when you get a little drink in you, you gotta rage a little bit. All right, level 4. We're sticking with Primalist for the rest of this. So our first ability point, we're just gonna put in Charisma here, just so we can get another plus to all of our s- our saves. So we're done with the mobility. We don't need any more after 3. We're not focused on Dex. As you can see, she's only getting a +1 from Dex. So we're sticking with Athletics, Persuasion, and then I'm just gonna go for World. And then once we get World caught up, I'm just gonna stick it into Perception after that. But I like World just because, you know, class skill for her, and you know, kind of makes sense. She's got a bit of knowledge about them. So nothing to pick here. We finally get our first spell for Blood Rager, and then we get our uncanny dodge. We can't be flat foot. And 5, level 3 Primalist. There we got our world caught up. So from here on out, we're just gonna go athletics, world, persuasion, and perception, because we're getting 4 skill points per level. And we're gonna go power attack here. You can turn this on probably 90% of the time. If you come on, you know, spike in difficulty, you might just want to turn it off just to make sure you're hit. You know, some damage is better than no damage. Then we get our Blood Sanctuary. This is +2 to saving throws against spells that he or an ally casts. So if you're in an AoE, if there's a saving throw, you can pass it. But hopefully you're trying to aim your shots. So that's not going to be too much of an issue for you. We got 4 Primalist, and here we go. We're going to change our Bloodline power to 2 Rage powers. So like I said, and Perception. So Rage power. So we want to do, I want to do a lethal stance because we're going offense. You know, the best defense, best offense is a good offense. So we're getting a competence bonus to melee attacks. Excuse me. And this increases by 1 for every 4 levels. So right now we're at 4, so we're getting a +1. And we're gonna go all the way to 18. So we're getting a 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll be at a +4 by the end. And then we're gonna go Beast Totem. The reason we're going Beast Totem is we're gonna eventually want to get up to this greater Beast Totem, so we can do some charging. My idea for this was, you know, we want to focus on those backline pain in the ass casters or archers, things like that. Get back there, charge at them, kill them quick. Here I'm focusing on defense. You know, we want to stay alive, keep our AC up as much as we can. We're not focusing on AC, but there's no use in, you know, trying to use a burning hand, something with spell resist. We're not really good at, you know, bypassing spell resist or saves or anything like that. So we just want to focus on buffing ourselves. And I think shield and mage armor is a good start here. You could alternatively, if you don't have anybody, enlarged person is really good. You know, that's going to buff your strength. You're going to get a little bit more distance from them. So now we're at level 5 Primalist, and doing the same as always. And level 7 here, I'm gonna go for, so it's a kind of a toss up here. Corner gets smashed, you know, that's gonna help you out right now, because level 7 you're probably, like I said, using your power attack about 90-95% of the time, so you can be getting some good demoralizings on the opponents. Or you could go for Dazzling Display, which is just a prerequisite really for Shattered Defenses. so that when they are intimidated, uh, they're going to be flat foot. So for the first, I'm going to go corn against smash. And then our next feat, we're going to go with dazzling display. True strike. This is really good. As you can see, you use it. It's only lasts 1 round, but your next attack, you get a plus 20 to it. So if you want to hit and you got a second, use true strike and blow them up. And now we've got an improved uncanny dodge. So now we can't be flanked. So this is a big plus for us. And plus we're going deep. We're diving deep into the enemy line. So sometimes things are going to turn around and try to attack us. So definitely good for us. 6 into primalist. And we did our 1 in charisma. Everything else is going in strength. You started with an even number, so we want to put those 4 points into strength, which is going to give us plus 2 more modifier. Same as always here. All right, so this is a bonus feat we're getting from our celestial. So here I'm going to say improved initiative. That way we can try to attack first before the enemy, or at least, you know, not too many enemies attacking before us. That way we can, you know, we want to get up there and kill stuff quick. We don't want to get attacked. All right, we got another one here. So we got all those things. We're just gonna get enlarged person, just so you know somebody else is casting something else. We only have 2 casts, as you just seen. But if you're getting equipment that is increasing your charisma, that can go up for you. Level 9. This is where we're gonna go dazzling display, so we can get to shatter defenses soon. Level 2, again, defense. Think defense here. So stuff is keep us alive. Mirror image is gonna keep us alive, especially around here. Later levels, no, because everything has damn true sight, so that's not gonna matter. What else could we do? False life's good. No, give you a few more hit points. Protection from arrows. We want to be going after those archers in the back, or see invisibility. A lot of things are invisible, but I would probably first do false life, I would say. And you see here we got bonus spell from our celestial, so we got blessed now, which is nice. And we got our damage reduction, so we get to subtract a whole 1 from our damage, from our incoming damage. All right, level 8 and primalist now. We're still going for 2 rage powers. What else? This one? Oh, no. World. Alright, so keeping up with the beast totem line. And I like to go for deadly accuracy here. Yeah, probably deadly accuracy. We apply double the lethal stances bonus when rolling to confirm a crit. So right now we're at +2, so we get +4. We get a crit. We get a +4 to confirming that crit. So here we can go protection of arrow, see invisibility. Let's do see invisibility. Why not? All right, level 9 primalist. Get our 4 staples. All right, level 11. Finally, we're gonna hold off on Dreadful Carnage now because I really want to get Shattering Defenses. Really gonna help us hit, you know, core difficulty. Very hard to hit a lot of times, so you want as much help as you can get. Level 11 here. I like to do Iron Will. Will saving throws are. Seems like everything is throwing a will saving throw at you. Be confused, be dominated. all these type of things. I don't want none of that. I don't want to be dominated because if I start hitting my own team, I'm gonna start killing them. I am strong. I'm big. My name is Seelah. So here we got everything we really wanted here. Whatever. We'll just get a magic missile. How about that? If we were in the back, we can't get to anybody. We'll shoot a magic missile at them. Why not? Here we got probably protection from arrows. As you can see, we'll get resistance for energy eventually. And I probably would even pick this up because, you know, hopefully we have a cleric or something else that, you know, that'll be able to give us that to us, and probably in communal form anyway. So everyone's going to be getting it. All right. Going 10 in Primalist now. Up to 20 strength. That's nice. We like that. Right here, what are we thinking? We're thinking defense. As you can see here, we're going to get heroism. I don't think it's until 14, level 14, I think, maybe 13. We can grab a haste. I don't think there's not too many people that can cast haste. If all 6 of us could be able to cast haste, I would get it on all 6, just so we can have it in the back. Get an extra attack, AC, reflex saves. I mean, what more could you want? And then from here, I would probably take greater magic weapon right now. So the site that we're using is gonna be a +2, and as you can see here, we're getting a +1 for every 4 caster levels on attack and damage. So right now it would give us a +2 because we're a level 10 caster, but in 2 levels it would be a +3. So yeah, we just have it now so that we can use it when we want to use it. If you don't want to get it now, because you will get another spell casting before that, you get a protection from energy or animal aspect greater is pretty good. I would use it for the raptor so we can get 30% increase in speed. Why not? We'll just pick protection from energy at the moment. And then you can see here we got bonus spell resist energy. You know, we're probably not going to use it, but it never hurts to have more casting and stuff. And 11 in Primalist. And now our feet at 13 is we're gonna get our dreadful carnage. Now, whenever we kill somebody, we're gonna do basically an auto dazzling display. We kill somebody, we're going to intimidate within a 30-foot radius of everybody. And that's the whole point of our build. We want to intimidate stuff. Make them frightened. Well, not frightened, shaken. Lower the AC, lower the chance to hit. This is a good... And you know, we're going to be trying to get to the back line and kill squishies. When we kill one of them, we're going to demoralize, and it's going to demoralize their front line too. So even though we're focusing on, you know, offense, this is going to bring some good utility to the team, even if it doesn't last very well, very late game, because a lot of things have immunity to frightened and shaken and stuff like that. But up until I think chapter 4, where a majority of the demons and stuff will start having that, you know, we're shining. We're shining. And even after chapter 4, or during chapter 4, you know, there's still plenty of enemies that are able to be frightened and shaken. So Primalist again, back to our 2 rage powers, doing our big 4. And, you know, for these 2, if you want to pick something else, it's totally up to you. Fill the holes that you have in your team. Here I go for toughness. You know, combat mobility, okay. common ability is pretty good if we're going to be charging through enemies. We want to try to avoid that. Toughness, though, you know, we get 3 more hit points. Every hit die you possess beyond 3, you gain an additional hit point. So, as you can see, defense is going to help us. We already got weapon focus, so it's only these 2 we have to worry about. Rage power. All right, we finally at level 14. We finally got our beast totem greater. Sorry, drink. So while we're raging, we basically get pound. So every time we charge, so when we charge that backline archer, we're gonna be able to swing, swing, swing. Probably got 3 attacks right now. I think 3 attacks. So instead of just charging, hitting once, we can charge and swing 3 times. And in addition, get damage from our claws. Whoop-de-doo. And they're times 3 on their critical hit. Whoop-de-doo. What we care about is getting our full attack at the end of the charge. And our mythic abilities is going to complement that. And then we're going to go, I like to go Fearless Rage. That way we're now immune to shaken and frightened. So if we get in there, something tries to shake in or scare us, we're totally immune. We're not going anywhere. Seelah's a boss, she ain't afraid. And we got another great level 1 casting. Whatever you want here. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to probably use any of these. Level 2, same thing. What I would say, whatever you want to do here. You want to get a bear's endurance. You don't have anything that gives you constitution right now, you know. There you go. Probably not going to cast it because you got things that are better to cast on yourself. I think this is the level we get heroism at. So I would say animal aspect greater, and we can get that increased movement speed. No, we didn't get it yet. So maybe it's level 15. Alright, our skills that we like. Level 15 is where we're going to do improve crit. Our scythe is, I think it's only a 20 anyway. Improve crit, you know, it's going to bring it to from rolling a 19 or a 20. But that's 5% more chance. We just doubled our crit chance. Alright, so now we finally got some good daddies. What do we think in defense? So let's go false life greater. Give us a 2d10 instead of 1d10. And how about stone skin? Other things here, you know, we're not gonna we don't want to change our shape because we want to use that scythe. We're not gonna pass spell resist, spell resist, spell resist, spell resist. This says it doesn't, but it does use spell resist. But you know, there are things in the game that don't have much spell resist. But what we're going to want to use spells on are harder creatures, which those harder creatures are going to have the spell resist. We want to use a controlled fireball on some random encounter in the world. Why would you do that when you could just walk up and you're probably 95 to 100% chance to hit them anyway? So you might as well just use your weapon. So that's why I'm just worried about defense for our spells. Yeah, and here we go. We got our heroism. That gives us a +2 morale bonus to attack roll, saves, and skill check. All right, Primalist again. Get our strength up. Our big 4. And we're talking about this again. So I'd say probably shout. There's no spell resist. Fortitude save though. You know, when you're on core difficulty, the stats are a bit inflated. That's how they increase the difficulty. It will negate the sun, but at least you're guaranteed half the 5d6. So I like that. And Indomitable Will +4 on will saves, which we like. Dude, we're getting up there for a will save. Reflex is far behind. But that's okay. I think those will saves are more of a detriment to us than reflex saves. 17. Now we're gonna increase our ability to intimidate. So now we're gonna, instead of just our charisma modifier, we're gonna use our strength modifier as well. And we are bumping strength as much as we can. So it's gonna be a huge bit, a huge boon. And here we're gonna pick up our last combat mobility. Now we're a bit safer when we're charging through enemies to get to the back line. Here again, if you want to add another stat boost that people aren't getting, you want to do the basic animal aspect. This is totally up to you. We'll just pick Eagle Splendor. Get some more charisma. Here we don't really have anything care too much about. Let's be cool and get a fireball. We can't get up to anybody. Whatever. Here, I'll probably pick this one. Ice Storm for or fear. You can't get somebody if there's can't get to people. But the problem with fear is, come on, fear is so if you're stuck behind your other allies and you cast fear, you're gonna fear your allies too. So that's why I'm not big on this one. So I'll just pick Ice Storm. Ice Storm, it's a huge AoE. Luckily, you can cast it at long range, so you can kind of aim it to try to not hit your allies. But it deals some bludgeoning damage, 3d6, and 2d6 of cold damage. So at least if we can't get to somebody, we can do a little bit of damage to them. Alright, level 18 is 16 into Primalist. And we're doing our 2 rage powers again. Our 4. Here we're going to go lethal accuracy. Like this, the Barbarian's equipment modifier for damage increased. So I think we were ×3. Is it ×3 or ×2? I want to say the scythe was ×3. So now we're at ×4. So if we crit, we're doing 4 times that damage that we normally would, which is huge. And then what else do we want to do? We want to do, I think we want to do internal fortitude. Yeah. And we get some more immunities. So now we'll no longer be sickened or nauseated. And then we get the Big Daddy Crusader's Edge. I like this spell a lot. Cast it on your melee weapon, your primary hand, which, scythe is 2-handed. So that's the only hand we got. Whenever score a successful critical hit against an outsider with the evil subtype, which is a lot of enemies, not only deal normal crit damage with the weapon, but also nauseate the outsider for 1d3 rounds. They can reduce that to 1 round, but at least it's always going to be at least 1 round, which it would have been anyway. Right, level 19 is 17 at Primalist. And here, this one, it's kind of up to you. This one, I usually pick Outflank for when I'm not in the back lines by myself. If I'm up front, and I'm flanking a creature, then I'm gonna get a +4 to attack rolls instead of the normal +2 when you're flanking. But I could see blind fight as being a big one, if not only for the immunity to gaze attacks, which a lot of these demons and enemies you fight have. They'll do gaze attacks, which will um, give you negative levels and such. So you don't have a death ward on your team that, or a death ward on you cast by one of your allies. Blind fight would be huge here. And also a lot of them like to do the concealment, which is blur, displacement, mirror image. I think some mirror image anyway. If you don't have a true sight cast on you from one of your allies, it'd be good too, because you're basically attacking with advantage. You get to roll twice. But I like blind fight mostly for the immunity to gaze. So how about we'll take this one? I think blind fight and outflank are interchangeable here. And then we get our tireless blood rage, which we finally no longer come fatigued at the end of our blood rage. Alright. Level 20, level 18 in blood rager. Rounding out our strength, 22. Our big core, of course. Man, here, put these up on the dartboard, close your eyes, throw it at the board, and pick one. Thinking cloud, sure. And here, let's do Dragon's Breath. I do like Dragon's Breath because you can use, fire, lightning, you can pick it up, but these will probably not be used much, if at all. And that rounds out her. Now we're going to talk about the Mythic Path. So I just went through to put these in just to make it quicker and easier for everyone to see. As you can see, in my personal opinion, if you're doing any build that uses rage, barbarians, or the blood rager, limitless rage is like a must-have to me. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, I only have 4 rounds of rage this day, or 2 rounds left this day because I already fought 13 times and I can't rest again. Now you can rage any amount of times, any amount of rounds per day you want, and you gain a temporary hit point for every 2 rounds of rage you would have been limited to. So if you only had 4 rounds left, you get 2 temporary hit points. That's not much, obviously, but it's something. The only thing you have to worry about with any rage, of course, is once you're done with combat, you get that 1 minute of fatigue. So either space your combat out, or have somebody like Social or Darren, cast something on you to get rid of that fatigue. Which you can, because obviously it's only temporary, it only lasts for 1 minute. Everyone gets the bypass epic damage reduction. And then at our Mythic rank 2, we're going to go Power Attack Mythic, which is really good for 2-handed weapons, I think, because normally a 2-handed weapon, when you use Power Attack, you lose 1 attack, but you gain 2 to damage. With 2-handed, I'm sorry, that's regular. When 2-handed, it's 1 attack. I think it's 1.5 your damage normally. When your base attack reaches +4 +4, Bonus to damage +5. You make an attack with two-handed weapon, a one-handed weapon using two hands, or a permanent with that adds 1.5 times your strength modifier on damage rolls. Yes. So it's 1 and to 1.5. So 2 minus 2 to attack plus 3 to damage. This power attack mythic increases that by 1. So when you're using a two-handed weapon or using a one-handed weapon with two hands, like you're carrying a longsword with no shield, you're going to get a lot more mileage out of power attack and power attack mythic, of course. Level 3, I like unrelenting assault, which is fairly new that they added. Every turn, as long as you make at least one melee attack, which, you know, we want to swing our scythe, get a stacking +2 bonus to damage rolls with melee weapons, up to +10. So if your fight is lasting 5 rounds, you're going to get a +10 till the end of combat to your damage rolls. It's huge. All right, at 4, this looks kind of weird. Sorcerer's Reflex. What the hell? You're not a sorcerer. So this works with any spontaneous caster. Doesn't matter how you cast it or where it comes from, as long as spontaneously casted. When you enter combat, you can use a spell as a swift action. So for instance, and it has to be first level or 2 levels lower than your max. So when we're level 20, we can only do a level 2 spell or a level 1 spell. But what we can do, remember that spell we talked about? Oh my gosh. Hello? All right. True Strike. We get a +20 to attack. So we can go into battle. We can cast True Strike as a swift action. We can still charge or swing at that big bad guy right in front of us, and now we have a +20 on our first attack, which is awesome. Would we like improved critical earlier? Yeah, but I think we won't have picked improved critical by the time we get our mythic rank 4. So that's why we have Sorcerer's Reflex here. If I could pick the improved critical first, I probably would have picked it first. All right, and then mythic rank 5. Now this is the big daddy. So mythic charge. We want to charge. We want to charge the back line. Now, when we charge the back line, it's mythic. It's like riding on a unicorn to the back line, you know? Your charge attacks now deal divine damage equal to 1d6 per mythic rank. So when we pick this up, we're going to charge, do our full attack on each hit of those five attack or full attacks. So probably, let's say 3 or 4 attacks. We're going to get 5d6 on each attack. That is crazy. Crazy. Especially when you're attacking a squishy, right? Then we get improved critical. Yes, we want improved critical. Increase your critical multiplier by your chosen weapon by 1. So remember before we were at I think it was +3. Then it was increased to a +4. Now it's going to be increased to a +5. Holy hell, I feel sorry for anyone who gets crit by us. Mythic rank 7. This is kind of unique. I don't really use this too much in any of my other characters, but I thought this was pretty good on this character, because if we can't get to charge to that caster that's up on the 3rd building and we have to swing our camera around to get to him, and we can't do it at this moment, or we can't reach him, or whatever, when he casts a spell on us, for 2 rounds after that, we can teleport to his ass. So if we can't reach him, go ahead and throw a spell at us, buddy. We'll see in a minute. We'll be right up in his grill. 8 Archmage armor, which is pretty crazy, right? So as a Blood Rager, cast our spells with light and medium armor, no penalties. Can't have a shield, which we're not gonna have a shield. We're using a scythe anyway, so we can use armor, which gives us sweet extra bonuses besides AC. Don't think of any shield, armor, anything like that, just as an AC. You know, they have a lot of cool effects to them as well. You can cast this spell as a 17th level wizard or some crazy crap like that, but uh, I think that's the biggest benefit of wearing armor or anything like that is those extra effects, not just the AC. But we're really high level right now. We cast Archmage armor on ourselves from a scroll, from our casting, or from a potion. We're gonna get additional armor bonus equal to your mythic rank. So we're not only gonna get, I think it's +4 from our armor, from our Archmage armor. Oh, we're gonna get 8 more AC. Yeah, +4. We're gonna get +8 because we're mythic rank 8. So 4 + 8, 12. So we're gonna get 12 AC just from casting Archmage armor, even if it's from a potion. You know, those potions are like 50 gold pieces. Oh, I like this here. So you know what we can focus on just that extra. We don't have to worry about the AC on your light armor or medium armor at all. You just look to see what are the cool effects that it's giving you. A 9 here. Picked Ever Ready. This way we get tax opportunity, and we get our increase our tax of opportunity by 2. So we want to focus on the archers. We want to focus on the casters. What are they going to do when we get close? They're not going to try to punch us in the face. They're going to try to shoot their bow, or they're going to try to cast a spell. When we're in their grill and they try to shoot their bow or they try to cast their spell, we get an attack of opportunity on them. So go ahead and try to cast your spell or shoot your bow while I'm right in your face, because we have a very good chance of hitting you, sir. And then to round it out, once again, I like the will saves. And you're not getting a increase to will saves. You're rolling with advantage on will saves. So you get to roll twice, take the highest number. Or alternatively, here you could take emergency potion. It's another really good mythic feat, which is you can take a potion as a swift action. So the only thing you got to be careful about with the emergency potion is it's not gonna you're gonna use sorceress reflexes with that. So if it's your first round and you're thinking you're gonna cast a spell and you're gonna use your potion, it's not gonna work because you already used up your swift action for that round. But shouldn't come up too much because potions you're gonna want to use probably later in the rounds, not in the very first round. So that is my build for Seelah. Little twist on it. Works really well. She wants to get up in them. She wants to kill them. Run to the back. If you guys like this build, let me know down in the comments. If there's any ideas that you had, I'd love to hear them. What would you do different? And did you guys get any new info on there? Give me some info that I didn't even talk about. You know, this is what it's all about. Learning, having fun. You guys have a great day. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.